portion of our debates, and each of the candidates is going to have an opportunity to ask up to 3 questions to their opponent. And let's start with Dima.
Maybe we'll give them some time to prepare.
Well, they do about it in advance.
So my question is, as I know, you're like a board member of UAP Ukraine, you're also working and you study. Are you really sure that you'll be able to manage to be a good president of UAP Ukraine doing many things at the same time?
Thank you for the question, and you each have up to 1 minute to respond.
Okay. I'm pretty sure because I've been working, studying, and being a board member for 3 months already. And you can actually ask any of our PR members how many meetings we have and how much did we achieve within this period of time of 3 months. So for me, it wasn't an obstacle. And as I already said, if you want to be effective, it doesn't mean how much work do you need to do. It's about your motivation. And the resource 24 hours per day, everybody has it. You just know how to use it. Thank you.
And your question.
My question is, answering your questions, you're talking about your goal to 24, like all representatives in all cities and trainings for regional representatives, but taking into account that you're board member of regional development for 2 years, it's quite a good period of time already to achieve all these strategies. So actually, what were your obstacles? Why didn't you achieve within the period of 2 years?
Well, as I mentioned before, the ideal situation in the department was that we have 16 representatives within the Ukraine. We also achieved to organize UAP Ukraine alumni tour during summer 2010 within the Ukraine. And we also were planning to organize or have this citizens training during the Chernihiv regional session. But unfortunately, due to some problems or some misunderstanding between me and other organizers, you and Nadia, we were unable to have this meeting during the session. That's why that's why this object wasn't reached. But I'm really sure that it will be enough time for me and for new board member of regional development to work on this. Thank you.
And your question?
My question to Arne is, what kind of, basically, you're like really knowledge and educated person. Can you tell me an example of the best leader you know in the world? Not like you right here, just like best leader.
Okay, so actually, take into account and again, I would say now that I don't have any kind of commute in my head whom I would like to follow. But now when I started working, it's like I would say about one of my bosses. He's a Swedish guy, and for me, he is now a sample how work should be implemented. It's very independent style, and he can empower a person when he is seeing that the person is able to do it. And he let the person be independent, as well as he shared all the experiences and knowledge he has, and he doesn't hide it from anybody. And he is he's happy about all the ideas which a person has, and he always supports it. So it's the first person kept in my head. Thank you.
Dima, do you have a commute?
Yes, I have the person who's like the best and ideal leader for me. This is Katya Kandulina, who showed me what the UAP life is, and who succeed as a super cool and a professional head organizer of several UAP sessions, who succeeded in her life as by finishing 2 and by finishing 1 university here and by moving to Finland for study for 2 years. Yeah, basically she's my leader. She's my ideal leader.
Thank you.
So my question is about, can you please tell us specifically how many events within 2 years were organized in regions by regional development departments, and how many people were participating in them? Thank you.
situation. So since that time I became a board member, we finally moved to the regions and we had national selection in 2010 in part3/international forum. Then we had UAP Ukraine Alumni Tour that was basically in Mykolaiv, in Vinnytsia and in Berdiansk. Then we moved to the National Selection Conference in Ivano-Frankivsk. First time ever we had in this city UAP events. Then we had several events in Ternopil, like mini sessions. We also had event in Kryvyi Rih, 2 mini sessions. So yeah, that basically is.
And the final question from Dima.
What is your dream in UAP? Is there anything that you still didn't achieve?
My personal.
No, like your personal.
Microphone.
I was just specifying the question whether it's my personal dream or general. So, talking about my personal dream in UAP, so it's actually to become a president and to lead organization to the branch new level. And my last question to Demon is about fundraising strategy you have in your head, because he was, as far as we all know, he was head organizer several times, but the fundraising process, it was not that successful, the sessions. And what kind of goals you have in the next steps? Thank you.
Thank you very much for your questions. As probably some alumni know already, that I was the biggest person who was arguing with everyone concerning the fundraising strategy that we have. And as a president of UAP Ukraine, I'm planning first to have at least person as a board member on fundraising that know how to fundraise. A person who will, basically, the person who will implement a portable strategy, because I'm pretty much sure it's best to have money, to fundraise money for whole year, for whole working year for the organization, then neither than fundraise money for each event. So my main goal will be to make our board work on the implementation of this strategy. To have money for working year, and within this money to plan events in regions or in Kyiv or in any place.
Thank you. And now I suggest, before we conclude our debates, we have final 1-minute statements from our future presidents. So let's start with Anya. 1 last minute.
Okay, guys. I just would like to not just to invite you to UAP to be a part of it, and it doesn't matter who is presiding of the organization. You should have your personal development inside and to, like, I don't know, to go to as many events as possible and to just to contribute to the organization if you're interested. So it's your decision who would like to be a president, but it doesn't matter actually. It's about you and how you personally can contribute and be a developer of yourself inside.
Thank you for this chance. So basically, during these 5 years, UAP become like a big part of my life, and I really want you to experience this thing. Experience how to be a delegate, how to be a chair, how to be an organizer, running around the city, trying to find new venues, trying to find money. I also want you to experience how to be a board member or a leader in the organization. And I'm really sure that it does matter who's leading the organization. And it does matter how this person leads the organization. So it's up to you to decide whom you will give your vote for. But if I will not be a president, I will still continue to work for the organization, and I will still continue to help people to develop in this organization. Thank you very much.
So let's give a last round of applause to all our candidates for presenting today. Great job, great job. And you will have a chance to cast your vote and to actually select the people who will be leading the organization for the next 2 years. And it will happen next Saturday, and you can either vote at the elections or by the internet. That will be notified by the European elected body and the Human Relations board member. Human resources. That's even better. All right, thank you.
And now we're going to proceed to members